and interesting webinar what we are going to do with great personalities like Dr. Chakravarti, who is one of the very passionate teachers, and Dr. Jaideep Tang and Ramani Devi Madam in the faculty today. So I have great pleasure in introducing Umayal Madam. Of course, I am not the right person to introduce her because she knows each and every one of you, and every one of you knew her. Dr. Umayal Murugesan is the Managing Director of Kumaran Specialty Hospital, Tambaram, Chennai. He is an obstetrician gynecologist, graduated from Chengalpattu Medical College, gold medalist, and she has graduated MD-OG from RSRM Stanley Medical College. Very dynamic person. I can only tell in a simple term, such a dynamic person who is a team player, bringing all the team members together and taking any activity wholeheartedly, and the success is guaranteed. That is what is Dr. Umayal Murugesan. He is holding many positions. She is the Tambaram IMA Secretary of 2018-20, founder member of Tambaram OG Forum, and today Kanchipuram OG Society, founding secretary of Kanchipuram OG Society, and a member of World Association of Perinatal Medicine, having special interest in laparoscopic pelvic surgeries and reproductive medicines. Thank you very much, Doctor, for giving us this opportunity. And now I hand over to Dr. Umayal for taking these sessions further. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you very much, Balaji, for your kind introduction. I welcome everyone, especially Jaideep Tang sir, who is the Secretary General of FOGSI. And I also welcome Dr. Ramani Madam, our FOGSI Vice President, and our dear President Sir, Chakravarti sir, who has been instrumental in forming of this society. And every one of the members here, the panelists and the members who have come here to have an evening feast of academics. I would now request our dear Chakravarti sir to introduce. Can you put the slide of Dr. Chakravarti sir? So nothing, I mean, sir is so great that I don't think I am in a position to introduce him. He's Chakravarti by himself, and he has been doing a one-man show in the field of obstetrics for such a long time that all his students, I am one of his students, I am fortunate that he has actually taught me when in my UG. And he has been the focus and the lighting guide for so many of us. And one thing what I would like to say about him is like he is the one for us to seek at the time of emergency. Especially we all obstetricians have our own issues when we are handling cases. And when something goes wrong, one name which comes into each one of our mind around this area in Tambaram, Chengalpattu and surrounding area is Dr. Chakravarti sir. And he has been known to protect doctors in all ways possible. Emotional support, surgical support, in whatever support he wants, he can support. And this society also was actually started by the encouragement given by him. His long time goal was like, this area has more than 300 gynecologists, and these gynecologists are not getting the proper representation anywhere, and they are not able to attend the meetings also. So it is high time you start one. He was the one who was encouraging me, and throughout every step he had been encouraging me. And now we have our members, almost around 100 members are there, but officially 45 are registered. And now actually we were just starting, this corona came, so 6 months of this lag has actually given a break, so we couldn't go about increasing the numbers, and even our activities we were not able to take it in a full-fledged. But we were actually having these webinars, almost one webinar per month, separately and along with other societies also. And hopefully by the time this corona season ends, we will be back in action and we will try to do much more. Sir, I welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
And we want requesting you to give the presidential address and then introduce Tang sir for his speech.
Thank
you. You are going to chair his session, sir. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Good evening, everybody. I have great pleasure in welcoming our Secretary General, Dr. Tang sir, Secretary, Vice President, Madam, and all the members of our Kanjipuram Oxy Society and other members. It's a pleasure for me to introduce Dr. Jaideep Tank, sir, who is the Secretary General of Oxy. He was the immediate past president of Mumbai Oxy Society, the chair International Federation of Obstetrics and Gynecology for Safe Abortion, the Deputy Secretary Asia Oceanic Federation of Obstetrics and Gynecology, the ex-chair Publication and Newsletter Committee of Asia Oceanic Federation of Obstetrics and Gynecology, Reproductive Endocrinology and Infertility Committee, Asia Oceanic Federation of Obstetrics and Gynecology, MTP Committee, Vice President Forum for Enhancement of Quality Healthcare. I really have a great pleasure in welcoming you, sir, to this afternoon. A wonderful session. With your leadership, we'll be able to do so many things in Foxy and also a budding Kanjipuram Society. We want to come up more because of the COVID season. We are able to restrict our activities so much. We have pleasure in welcoming you, sir, to this expert meeting. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, for those very, very kind words of introduction. Please allow me a minute. I'll just share my screen quickly. Okay. So I think it's time for me to ask the two most famous questions after the lockdown has started. Are my slides seen and am I audible?
You are audible, sir.
Thank you very much.
So your slides are not yet being shared, sir. Not yet shared.
Okay, I thought I have shared them. I'll just try again.
Yeah, now only it is sharing, sir. Now only it is sharing.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Chakravarti, sir, for that very kind and generous introduction. You are, of course, the president, and Dr. Umail is the secretary of the Kanchipuram Society, and Dr. Devi is the finance secretary. So thank you very much for inviting me for this presentation and for this webinar, which is being held by your society. I must say it is also a very great honor and a pleasure that I'm speaking along with Dr. Ramani Devi, who is one of our Foxy's vice presidents, but I must say a very dynamic and enterprising vice president. Thank you, madam, for being there. And you, of course, have a very, very interesting topic, work-life balance for women doctors, and your panel is composed fully of women doctors. So my regards to all of them, Dr. Devi, Dr. Padmaja, Dr. Uma Ramurthy, Dr. Sujata, and Dr. Lakshmi Priya. I will try to stay for as long as possible in the panel, madam, but you will excuse me if I have to leave in between because the Foxy Managing Committee is there tomorrow, and I'm quite overwhelmed with the work of the Managing Committee.
Sure.
Having said that, let me dive straight into the topic, and the topic is of uterine anomalies, and essentially I'm going to focus on practical tips for the management. And when I say management, we are going to talk a little bit about the literature, the state of the literature which surrounds this, a little bit on incidence, presentation, diagnosis, and then move on to surgical management of some of these anomalies, and then round it off by talking a little about outcomes of managing these anomalies. So let me start with this slide, and I'm quite fond of this slide. This slide is a screenshot of a Medline search that is done on, as you can see, uterine anomalies. And if you do a Medline search for any topic, you normally also get that small graph in green, which I have blown up for you at the bottom of the slide. Not many people pay attention to this graph, but for me, this is a very important graph, because this graph tells me about the number of articles that have been published every year on the topic that you are searching for. So for example, if you have a graph which starts small and then keeps on increasing, it will tell you that the topic that you're searching for has still got a lot of relevance in literature, and therefore the number of articles that are being published on that topic are increasing every year. It's not often that you see a graph like this with two peaks. You will see this graph, there's an initial peak in the 40s and 50s. And then there's a fall, and then now there is a rise in the number of articles on uterine anomalies again. What this seems to suggest is that there have been a lot of recent advances in the science of looking at uterine anomalies, which have made it, having a lot of articles in the recent years. So having said that, having established the fact that this topic is current, is relevant, and the literature on this is teeming with recent advances, let's move on to what makes uterine anomalies so interesting. For me, one of the major reasons for this interest is obviously because uterine anomalies are not uncommon. Although the overall incidence of Mullerian defects is between 0.1% and 3.5%, if you look at it in percentage wise, you think that the numbers are small. But think about 3.5% of all the women in all the world, and you will realize that the number is actually fairly large. In fact, one old paper, 1997, said that almost 1/3 of patients with habitual abortion had a septated or a subseptated uterus. Now, of course, you have to keep in mind the fact that this is a paper from 97, where a lot of the current reasons we ascribe to recurrent pregnancy loss, they simply did not exist. For example, autoimmune disease and so on and so forth. So perhaps this paper is biased towards anatomical defects as a reason for habitual abortion. Be as it may, I think it drives home the point quite clearly that uterine anomalies are accounting for a substantial number of anomalies in women. The next question arises as to what is the best way to classify uterine anomalies. One would think that clinically this is not important, but it actually is. Because if you classify the uterine anomalies properly, you will be able to devise treatment plans for it properly. And moreover, proper classification will result in a uniformity in literature so that you can compare outcomes of one versus another. From all the classifications that are available, I personally prefer this classification, which is the Esri-Ezgi classification. And the reason I prefer this classification is because anatomy is the basis for the systematic categorization of these anomalies. If you look at this, the other advantage of this is that cervical and vaginal anomalies are classified in independent supplementary subclasses. The advantage this imparts is that it makes the classification simple. So if you want to report as per this classification, you can just download this PDF from the Esri website. It's available for free, and you can just use this. So U0 is a normal uterus, U6 is unclassified, and then separately you classify cervical and vaginal. It will give you a very clear idea of what exactly the anomaly is. And once you have that in your mind, the management of that anomaly becomes so much more clearer and simple. How do congenital uterine anomalies present? Most of the times, these anomalies are incidentally discovered when the patient is undergoing investigation, mostly for subfertility or recurrent miscarriage. If there is an element of obstruction to the uterine anomaly, such as uniconvate uterus with a non-communicating rudimentary horn, the patient will probably present to you with pelvic pain, which is secondary to hematometra, hematocolpos, or sometimes even endometriosis. Women who have an element of agenesis in terms of the uterine anomaly, patients will probably present to you with primary amenorrhea. If it is associated with a longitudinal vaginal septum, the patient usually presents with dyspareunia or sometimes menstrual abnormalities. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because when patients present to you with these symptoms, you must try and keep uterine anomalies in your mind. Of course, congenital uterine anomalies have been implicated in a wide variety of conditions, from infertility to recurrent miscarriages to preterm delivery, to IUGR. But it's quite important to remember, in the spirit of first do no harm, that most women with a congenital uterine anomaly actually experience a perfectly normal reproductive outcome. If you are suspecting a uterine anomaly, how do you diagnose it? For me, ultrasound has always been the method of choice. And from within ultrasound, it's the transvaginal ultrasound which will probably offer you the maximum amount of information. You can get a few details, if you would like, from instilling either saline or some other medium in the uterus and doing a sonohystogram or a HICOZ or others. I am not very fond of doing HSGs for the primary reason that they are extremely painful for the patient. CTs are usually not very useful for Mullerian anomalies if you want to choose a modality which is a little more detailed than ultrasound. You can think of an MRI, but I will say here that I hardly ever use MRI for the diagnosis of Mullerian anomalies. This is a paper that we had reported way back in 1998 when I was in charge of the infertility clinic at the Navroji Wadia Maternity Hospital. What we had done at that time was that we used to take the patient and do a transvaginal ultrasound, do a salpingo histogram for the same patient, and do a outpatient hysteroscopy for the same patient in the same sitting. Our aim was to show that transvaginal ultrasound is actually a good enough modality to pick up the large majority of clinically significant Mullerian anomalies, and that was quite well proven with the findings that we had published in 1998. Some practical tips about imaging of the uterine cavity. The best way to evaluate the uterine cavity is by a transvaginal ultrasound. And perhaps the best time to do this kind of scanning is in the late menstrual phase. Now, this is a little different from what we normally say. We say that infertile patients should be scanned in the first 2 or 3 days to look at antral follicle count, etc. But if you are suspecting a Mullerian anomaly, it's a good idea to do it in the later half of the menstrual cycle, because it is at that time that the endometrium is thick and you'll be able to delineate the endometrial cavity very well. Always have the patient empty her bladder just before the transvaginal ultrasound. Even a small amount of urine displaces the uterus, and sometimes it becomes out of reach for your transvaginal probe. When you enter the vagina, you should have the probe active. You should not put the probe in a frozen mode, touch the cervix with the probe, and then activate the probe. The advantage of this is that if the probe is active as you are entering the vagina, then you will see the cervix quite easily, and the cervix will then help you to identify the uterus much more easily than you would if you just enter blind. The vaginal probe is then swept side to side to visualize the whole uterus and capture a mid-sagittal view. And one of the things you should look for is an asymmetry between the anterior and posterior wall. So you use the endometrium as the central line. Any asymmetry above or below could mean that you're dealing with a pathology of the uterus. Then you rotate the vaginal probe to 90 degrees and the uterus is evaluated in a transverse position up to the fundus and tubes and down the cervix. It's a good idea to sweep starting from the cervix, going up to the fundus, and then coming back from the fundus back to the cervix. So I will just show you a small clip of what we had done. And remember, most of the clips that I'm showing you now are all from 1998 and 1999 when we had done the study. So you will see in this clip that you can see those endometrial cavity very nicely. And then you can see the entire sort of a length of the endometrial cavity. And when you turn the probe transversely, you'll actually be able to see a nicely, single fundus with a nice septum in between. So if you have a good transvaginal ultrasound, usually you will not need any other modality, and therefore an MRI is not routinely recommended for a patient with a suspected congenital uterine anomaly unless it's a very complex anomaly and you cannot confirm it on your ultrasound. Nowadays, the addition of 3D ultrasound has, of course, given a new dimension, a new clarity to the way we diagnose congenital uterine anomalies. And one of the major advantages of a 3D ultrasound is that without instilling medium into the endometrial cavity, you can actually look at the fundus. And then you can look at the notch in the fundus, which will help you to differentiate between a bicornuate and a septate uterus. And you will also be able to measure actually the length of the septum, because now we know that if a septum is less than a centimeter, that septum probably can be left alone. Of course, there is a known association between congenital uterine anomalies and renal tract abnormalities, and therefore clinicians should consider imaging the renal tract of women with congenital uterine anomalies. What about outcomes? Unification defects, such as bicornuate, unicornuate, and didelphic uteri, actually do not appear to reduce fertility, but are more associated with increased risks of adverse outcomes during pregnancy. The risk of this is actually dependent on the type of unification defect. For example, patients with a unicornuate uterus, particularly with small unicornuate uteri, actually have much worse outcomes than women with either well-developed bicornuate or even septate uteri. If you look at the outcomes in septate uteri, there has been some debate on whether septate uteri actually cause either infertility or recurrent pregnancy loss. But I think it is now quite clear that there is a role of treating the septate uterus both for recurrent pregnancy loss and for infertility. The evidence is much better for treating patients with a septum who have a recurrent miscarriage vis-a-vis patients who have a septum and infertility. Although the guidelines say that treatment for incidentally diagnosed septum in infertile women is debatable and unproven, I must confess that we routinely treat septae if we discover them at the time of any form of infertility workup. I also would have to say that currently abdominal or laparoscopic metroplasty for fusion or unification defects is generally not advisable owing to the significant intraoperative and postoperative complications and to wit the lack of evidence to support improved outcomes. Of course, treating a septum is not the end of the story because patients who have uterine anomalies could be at risk of adverse pregnancy outcomes like preterm birth, which raises the question of whether all these patients need, and for example, an os tightening or prophylactic tocolysis, and we will answer these questions a little later. Uterine transplant for patients who have absent uteri disorders, is still considered to be experimental. We have seen some stunning technological successes in the recent past, even with laparoscopic transplants, etc. Unfortunately, the ASRM still says that this has to be considered an experimental procedure rather than something that we can do routinely in our practice. So if we look at the septum and you look at how we manage the septum, the first question which arises is, do all septae need to be incised? The clear answer is no. If you have a small septum, which is less than a centimeter, then you don't need to incise that septum. Remember, I'm using the word incise very sort of carefully because you typically don't excise a septum. If you will look in these videos, you will see that Dr. Umair, are the videos playing? Because they aren't playing on my screen. Can you see the videos?
Not playing.
Not playing. Okay. All right. They are playing on my screen, so I don't know why they are not seen on your screen. But I will continue regardless of that. So when you do a septum resection, you have to think of whether it would be useful to use ultrasound and guide your septum incision, Quite clearly, there is no role. We have hardly ever used an ultrasound to resect the septum. Septum incision under laparoscopic control does not add any advantage. The laparoscopic control can diagnose a perforation early, but it cannot prevent a perforation. Post-operative treatment after a septum resection, our method of choice is cyclical estradiol and progesterone rather than putting in an IUCD. Remember that when you cut a septum, you're cutting in an avascular plane. And if it is truly an avascular plane and you stay in the center when you cut the septum, you are unlikely to get any adhesions. We normally wait for 2 months after a septum resection, 2 cycles of estradiol and progesterone before we ask the patient to start trying to get pregnant. We of course screen for other anomalies like renal anomalies, and the question of whether you should tighten the internal os of all patients who have a septum resection, the short answer is no. You don't need to do an os tightening for all these patients. However, there are some patients where an os tightening will be needed. For example, patients who have a very large septum, a complete septum, or patients where you do an ultrasound at 16 weeks, you find that the cervical length is less than 3 centimeters. What we do is we do one ultrasound at 16 weeks and one around 10 to 15 days after that. If we find that the cervical length has reduced in the interim, we put in a stitch. Otherwise, we don't put in a stitch for our patients with a uterine septum. The T-shaped uterus is another uterine anomaly. It was initially thought that T-shaped uteri only occur in women who have been exposed to diethylstilbestrol in utero. We now know, however, that there are other etiologies for a T-shaped uterus. For example, chronic endometritis, which causes a concentric hypertrophy of the musculature which surrounds the uterine cavity, which results in a hollow and tubular uterine cavity like what you see over here. We also know that the T-shaped uterus could be a congenital uterine anomaly. The outcomes with a T-shaped uterus are actually quite poor. If you look at the literature, you'll see that the T-shaped uterus could be responsible for extremely poor reproductive outcomes. So if you have a T-shaped uterus, I think the first thing you have to see is your diagnosis. I think it's very important to make sure that your diagnosis of the T-shaped uterus is accurate, because it's very easy sometimes to get swept away and then start treating arcuate uteri like a T-shaped uterus. So in a T-shaped uterus, the landmark should be that from the mid cavity, you should not be able to see the ostium. And if that is so, then you're dealing with a real T-shaped uterus. And the uterine cavity has the characteristic of a long hollow tube. So from midpoint, you should see a long hollow tube, and from the midpoint, you should not be able to see the ostium. Initially, when we started treating T-shaped uteri, we used to use the scissor. But we found that the T-shaped uteri that we deal with, which is the concentric hypertrophy that I told you, the tissue on the lateral wall is so tough that the scissors tend to break quite a lot. We therefore switched to the Collins knife, and we now use Collins knife with a bipolar current for treating the T-shaped uteri. The question is, do T-shaped uteri need to be treated when patients present with primary infertility? As of now, in my view, although the literature doesn't necessarily support it, I think that it's a good idea to treat these patients post-operatively also, because again, you're cutting into an avascular plane. We don't put an IUCD in patients of a T-shaped uteri. We give 2 cycles of estradiol valerate and progesterone before we consider asking the patient to get pregnant again. One of the questions that is usually asked is that you're cutting on the lateral wall, and if you're cutting on the lateral wall, aren't you a little worried that you will puncture the uterine, which runs all along the side of the uterus? And the answer really is that in a true T-shaped uterus, you will have a lot of excess muscle tissue which surrounds the endometrial cavity. Because there are constriction rings around the proximal uterine segment. So when you start cutting, in a normal uterine cavity like this one, you'll see that the uterine is relatively close to the endometrial cavity. But in a T-shaped cavity, it is quite far away from the uterine. So if you cut sensibly and stop when you start seeing bleeding, don't overdo it, you will not have a chance of perforating the uterine artery. Post T-shaped uterus treatment, that is lateral wall metroplasty as it is called, the outcomes which have reported in literature have been fairly good. But remember that these outcomes are contingent to a proper diagnosis of the T-shaped uteri. To wit, this is our experience. This is old experience, 2001 to 2004. And you will see that from the 840 endoscopy related, fertility related endoscopic procedures, we actually had an opportunity to do a lateral wall metroplasty in only 58 of them. So you will see that the number of patients of true T-shaped uteri are actually quite few and far between. From this, the large majority of patients had a recurrent pregnancy wastage. And in terms of follow-up, we had a follow-up in around 47 patients. 11 patients had come from outside Mumbai and we lost them to follow-up. And from this, we managed to get 30 pregnancies in 47 patients with a fairly decent outcome. It's, as I said, very important to distinguish between arcuate uterus and a T-shaped uterus. That thing about a long, narrow tubular uterine cavity and not being able to see the ostium from the midpoint of the uterine cavity is a very useful marker to distinguish between an arcuate uterus and a T-shaped uterus. Obviously, an arcuate uterus does not need lateral wall metroplasty. I cannot stress more emphatically that lateral wall metroplasties are not something to be done as a routine. They are only to be done when you actually find a T-shaped uteri, as the number of lateral wall metroplasties in our practice will attest. So I will end this presentation by this famous quote from Thomas Huxley, which says, "The great tragedy of science, the slaying of beautiful hypothesis by ugly fact." And really, isn't this the story of recurrent pregnancy loss and Mullerian anomalies in particular? So thank you very much for having me. It's been a real pleasure and a privilege. And I do hope that this presentation has been useful for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. It's a very nice and detailed presentation. Thank you very much. We are all benefited by this experience.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
அது ஒரு சேர் எடுத்துக்கிறது எனக்கு ஸ்டூல் கொடுப்போம். Umayal?
Umayal?
Yeah, can we start?
Umayal? Umayal.
Dr. Jaydeep, my interest is also a lot on this Mullerian anomalies, but extended thing is, I have analyzed more than 120 cases with Mullerian anomalies and endometriosis.
Yes.
So
Yes.
the crux of that study was around 75% of the patient had endometriosis in obstructed lesions. Yeah, but in septate uterus, even though it was a septate uterus, there is no obstruction. More than 15.
Introduce.
Yeah.
Right.
In
Okay.
fact,
Thank you.
it is not a very
Thank you.
uncommon experience to
Okay. Thank you.
find septate uteri at the time of, for example, cesareans.
Yes.
We are doing a cesarean and you put a hand, on the uterus and you see a septate uteri. So a large majority of them actually have good reproductive outcomes, and you don't really need to intervene for every uterine anomaly.
Thank you. I think we can go for the panel discussion, madam.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Umayal is not able to get a net connection. So I will introduce madam. We'll start the program.
No problem, sir. I've been with your society for so many times. Now
basic introduction, nothing else.
Okay, sir.
No need to introduce you much. Still, madam is Dr. Ramani Devi is the vice president today now, and she is got a lot of medals and things, and she's not a new to our society. She has given a number of lectures to our society. Now I'll request madam to start the panel discussion with the members. Thank you, madam. Just
okay, sir. Stop sharing that.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks to Dr. Chakravarti and Dr. Umayal for having me with you this evening. So when Umayal was asking me, you should do some panel, madam, then I thought, every time we have been doing only with some academic aspect. So I thought I will touch something about the work-life balance for women doctors. I welcome my panelists, Dr. Kritika Devi, who is the treasurer for Kanchipuram Society, Dr. Padmaja, Dr. Umar Ramurthy, Dr. Sujata, and Lakshmi Priya. It is going to be a simple one, like what we face in our day-to-day life as women doctors, where we have to balance both the work and the family and so many other things. So what is the purpose of this? Achieving work-life balance, to focus on how to successfully combine work, family relationship, leisure time into satisfying life. Approaches to create a skill set that enhances the ability to evaluate the priorities, focus on the big picture, and use long-range planning. Use prioritization and organizational skill to make the sense out of conflicting demands. So ultimately, when we look back, we should have the satisfaction of having something we have done in our work, and we have to maintain our good family relationship and enjoy the leisure time. That is very, very essential. So how much do you balance your work and life? You give, my dear panelists, you can start sharing your ideas. You want to give equal preference, or you want to give more preference to the work and less preference to the family? Any one of you can start answering this.
I give more preference to the work, madam. It happens like that. So I've started developing and liking that way.
Okay, then anybody else?
It is not a simple answer. Okay, go ahead, Sujata.
Go ahead.
Actually, I have started prioritizing my work and life, that is depending upon the stages of life. Like initially it was different. Now the stage of life after the children have become a little older, giving more priority to the work. That is how it is keeps constantly changing. You cannot say that it has to be same throughout.
You're 100% correct. Whoever is answering this, what the statistical analysis says is your priority is not the same at each time. Sometimes we need to have more prioritization towards our profession. Then at one time you need to concentrate regarding the family. That too, when you have some crisis occurring in the family, maybe our professional thing will deviate towards the family. And again, finances, then we need to have some time being spent for the spiritual aspect, and social thing is very, very important. And then other physical, you need, how much you need to give importance to your physical health, mental health, all these things are there. and the wheel always, the spokes, they will strengthen your balance according to the need. For example, suppose if you are going to be if you are doing your post graduation and are newly married that time, what will be your priority? I'm not able to see any of you, sorry. Anybody can
In our Indian post-graduation, then that takes away the entire time, even I think in Western also. So there's no time for anything else. That is the kind of course we have. And with Indian medical colleges, especially government medical colleges, there's so much of work that there is no scope for family commitment at all during post-graduation.
Okay, then what are the various fields in which, various groups in which you want to prioritize your life achievement? That is whether you want to go only to the profession or with that, see, this is like this. You need to balance upon the job as well as future plans, hobbies. You need to give some time, allocate some time to whatever you like in your life, you want to do it, and some religious aspect, and of course friends and colleagues, and then family relationship, and more than that, community activities are also very important. So it is rightly, somebody has said, it is seesaw. At one time priority will change, that may not be the priority in the other time. So now I salute the women doctors who are multifaceted. I know many of the participant panelists are all playing a multifaceted role in your life, because I heard from Umayal that most of you are owners of the hospitals, small hospitals, and you have to balance between the hospital work, your personal work, family, and so on. So now women desire some group were saying that you want to have more prioritization for the work, but in general we know women folk, we have a more sort of work-life balance than that of the men. So what are the situations in your life that you feel that you have to face challenges? So like one of you said that at the time of your post-graduation, you do face a lot of challenges. What are the challenges which you will face as a postgraduate?
Post-graduation is over for me. I don't think there are any postgraduates in our group at present, but from our past.
When you were a postgraduate.
Okay. Okay, when I was a postgraduate, if it's a personal answer, I gave more importance to my education than marriage. I was not so interested in marriage. So
probably
I committed.
Not married at that time.
Yeah, so I was totally committed to work because.
Okay. Any other doctor in this group, whether you were married when we are doing the post-graduation?
I was married when I was doing my post-graduation. In fact, I did my PG after I had my baby. 2-year-old girl I had. So it was very difficult. It was very difficult. I had my family support, my mother's support.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. I too had my baby, twin conception, when I was doing at the end of the first year. It was in 1984. We didn't have a scan in Chennai, not even in whole of Tamil Nadu, not even in Chennai. And it was an undiagnosed twin at the end, though all the chiefs in the hospital had seen me. So that you need to have the support of the family. That is very, very essential. See, at one time we should think about our education. We don't want to step back from our academic work, but at the same time we need to give more attention to the family and the kids. So that becomes really a very tough time for any women postgraduate, I think. So then, what do you think that how you can get the support? It is not only sometimes that all people are not lucky to have the family support. Sometimes they live in a single, only the husband and wife are there. Then how are you going to manage?
We have to take outside help.
Outside help, and apart from that,
understanding husband.
Postponing pregnancy. That is very, very essential. Yes.
Sharing of responsibilities.
Correct.
It is actually dependent on too many vagaries. if you have understanding husband, if you have understanding family, so which is like rare events, not everybody gets it. So probably.
Otherwise, what will be the option?
I think this then comes down to choices for the woman. And I think it should be choices for the men as well. We have to change our society. I keep talking in my group also about that, but most women don't like it when I talk like that, because in India, everybody wants to get married and everybody wants to have children, which is great. Everybody wants to have the right thing, but the choices are not available. People lead a very similar kind of life. Everybody has this standard. They want to get married, they want to have 2 children, and then and that is life, and that is the best life that everybody thinks it is. So I would want that there are more kinds of life. There are more choices available. There are people, there may be women who don't want.
Definitely.
Just want to go to their choice.
Any other option?
Postpone your pregnancy after you complete your graduation, post-graduation. Start with your family life.
Or, other words, can you leaving complete, taking a long leave and then completing the, childbirth, look after the child for a period of 6 months, then can you join back?
Difficult.
It's a break, long break.
Choices should be available. I think they should be available.
Why are you thinking about
it's not a race. Life is not a race.
Graduation or the dot.
Yeah.
You can always postpone. See, here only the prioritization comes.
But I think those choices have to be very personal. It cannot be like universal.
Correct.
It cannot be like woman has to leave her post-graduation, she should have children, and then she should go back. Being mother should not be the most important priority. It should be choices. If a woman wants to be a mother, then she should be a mother, take long leave, come back.
It has to be individual. That is what I wanted to bring about. So suppose what are the impacts that you are not able to balance the work and life and family? What will be the impact?
Lot of dissatisfaction, depression. You may feel burned out.
Burnt out, yeah. Burnt out, they are saying 4 things are there in burnt out. One is you are exhausted, physically exhausted. Then you have sort of cynicism sets into you. You become impersonal. And then you have very low self-satisfaction. That is one criteria of, burnout syndrome. You don't feel you have achieved anything. Finally, you have done so much. You've done MBBS, you have done MD, you have had children, you have grown them. But at the end of the day, you feel you have not done anything. So that
it can't satisfy everyone, no.
So that's a part of burnout syndrome, it seems. Lack of satisfaction.
So sometimes they land up even with suicidal tendencies because of extreme depression. I've seen some of my colleagues behaving like that. So now let us come to what are the simple ways you think that you can simplify yourself and make the life very happy and at the same time not disturbing the work.
You can choose your field of post-graduation, madam. Choose a field which is not making you work 24 hours where you have to run for emergencies.
So
you can choose that. And
gynecology and anesthesia are ruled out.
Dermatology is the best.
Yeah.
So I think people can have choices and people need not be perfect. So everything need not be done. We can do as much as we can and still be good about ourselves. So it need not be like you have to do all this.
See, now we are going in for a teamwork, group practice. That will help to ease your thing. See, suppose you can work in one schedule, some morning shift, another one can work in the night shift. And the night shift you can always share. Suppose even if you're not there, your work can be shared. So that means that by that way, you can share your stress with everybody. You can simplify the life. So the Kalam says that you have to always balance your work life in order to improve yourself. Then how do you, so these are certain points apart from group practice and simplification of the work, whatever you are choosing. These are some of the things which are very, very important. First thing is, how many of you are in the habit of making a list of things that has to be done for the next day?
I always do, madam. Morning it starts with hospital administration work. So that will be a long list. Payments, repairs, maintenance, all the records, renewal of licenses. So everything is stored in my phone. So it gives a message this month that a certificate has to come, this renewal has to come. So it plan already, we plan that we are going to be available this time, we tell the patients. But as far as I'm concerned, administrative work I need to plan. Of course, plan the household activities also for the same day. I'll instruct my maid, instruct the cook. From that, from morning, the moment you wake, you need to have a plan. Of course, I write it down and I try to execute.
Yeah. So organization, making list of whatever you want to do for the day, that is priority. Then one more thing is, don't postpone anything. Suppose if you have to do your work, at least try to finish up. Maximum you try to finish off your work and try not to carry the work what is left today. Occasionally, maybe if you are we as obstetricians, we come across some emergencies. That time maybe we will not be able to carry over. So another thing, sort of thing is, don't put everything. Don't every hospital administration into your head, Instead, you can have some administrative people who can help us, who can ease it. See, we should be in the position to extract the work from them instead of us doing each and everything. That is one way of making everything comfortable. So now let me say these are the 10 commandments. What I will say that it should be practiced in our life to make our life happy, because after all we are going to have our life only once, and then we have to have the maximum output of, sorry. So the next thing is how to simplify. First of all, I will say, suppose you need to have, like suppose you are an academician, you have 3 or 4 appointments or 3 or 4 webinars you need to attend. You will be definitely stressed and ultimately will not be able to do anything. So in such a situation, first thing I would like to say is learn to say no. Okay. So don't try pull everything into your head, keep everything on your head. At least again here you prioritize which place you want to go. Okay, so that is simplification. And most important thing is you need to de-stress yourself, isn't it? We are always under stress. You need to de-stress yourself. How do you de-stress yourself? What are the ways you do the de-stressing?
Listening to music, some basic exercises, yoga, meditation, or reading books also.
Watching movies, going on vacations.
In the 24 hours, if you are going to have sleep for 8 hours, rest at least rest of the hours you spend at least 1 to 2 hours for de-stressing yourself. For example, you can listen to the music, you can go for walking, you can combine music and exercise. Otherwise, we are going to land up with all sort of diseases like high BP, diabetes, etc. So best thing is take something what you like. Do yoga, do painting, do meditation, take deep breathing. That is all these things are essential in the era of COVID. And gardening, I think that is one of the most de-stressing things. You see that and you see the plant what you have planted. If you see it, showing some flowers, you'll be very happy. See, I want to share this. This is a tree. I think you will know this Nagalingampu. I think this tree I planted some 20 years back. It has started blooming only now. I was so happy and I was telling everybody and I was sharing that with all my friends. Okay, then again, de-stress yourself by listening to music, and if you are grown elderly, like me, I enjoy the dance performance and the music of my grandchildren. You can enjoy your own children's dance music or younger systems. I think once in a way we need to.
We enjoy dancing.
We too can dance, ma'am.
We enjoy dancing.
Okay, then some part of it, you spend some time in spirituality. I think that is going to de-stress you as well as give a sort of that, most of us as South Indian families, we spend at least 5 to 10 minutes every day for prayers, isn't it? So I think that also plays a role. So then, if you have a pet, that is going to de-stress you still more. Then what else? What are the other ways? Gardening, painting, yoga, exercise. Talk with the children for some time, because children are the best they are the stress busters. Okay. So then you spend some time with the loved ones. See, how many of you celebrate your hospital day, and for a day you spend for the employees? How many of you do it? I hope routinely all the hospital owners will do it, isn't it?
Yes.
We have a grand annual US Day.
See how
and annual day.
Yeah, how happy our staff will be.
They're very happy.
They are very happy. They will
Very
be
happy.
equally waiting. See, you can conduct some small competitions for them, and when you give them some small compliments, they will be so happy, and in turn they will be so loyal to you, and you can extract more work from them. So again, now in the period of COVID, you need to have a family meeting at least once in a year. Your extended family, your brothers, sisters, your in-laws. See, this is how we celebrated before COVID, but during COVID, see, it was I used to meet all my children and grandchildren only in the web, through webinars. So you need to have it. Then how many of you go for a regular vacation?
We do love vacation.
Only once. At least in the period of COVID, no vacation.
Now no vacation, very boring. But now online vacation.
Otherwise, we are very comfortable. I think the stress has to be relieved by taking a vacation with your loved ones. You go with your family once. Then at times you need to
With your friends.
That is also very, very important. And the better half, he is the real strength for your whatever you do. Even the hospital owners, I feel many of the hospital owners, even if the partner spouses are not doctors, they do help you a lot. So then the next one is share the load. That is the most important thing. Don't put everything in your head. You try to allocate some work. That is the place where you have to learn how to extract the work from the others. So the sharing of the work, for example, simple things. How can you share your work in the house as well as in the hospital?
We can delineate the duties.
Yes.
We can plan first and allocate all the important tasks to each one of us, so that accordingly all tasks are over. We can just supervise also. It's not that we have to do everything. Cooking also, if it's not possible enough time to cook, you can employ one cook. If not, if you have, for me it is a passion, so I cook on my own.
Yes. So that's also a hobby. Cooking is also a hobby. Apart from
it's very distressing.
So do not don't you extract work. Teach them how to fish. Teach them how to do it. Then you make them do. Then again, teamwork. This is my team in the hospital. See, as a office bearer of Foxy, I have been traveling almost every weekend. But somehow I managed to keep up my work because of the teamwork. So my strength is in the is only my staff and the assistants. Okay. Then do you feel that at least you should slow down at any stage of your life? Because you cannot keep a pace with, as you are aging, you cannot keep up, but you have to know at what stage you have to put an end. Sir Chakravarti sir, do you believe, sir? As long as we are able to work, we can work. But I think at what stage we need to slow down. Don't you think?
I think you should not slow down. You continue the service as long as possible with all the available, taking rest, taking all precautions. Continue the service, because as long as you're healthy and you're able to do things, it's better you continue your services so that it will give you some moral boosting to your work.
It will be
because when the patient satisfaction is our satisfaction. So when you do something more, you get some satisfaction. I like Uma's talks because specific, she is very bold. Here I want to interfere there because she is undergone post-graduation before marriage. I think so. But yes, I went to my post-graduation because I'm not as lady, I'm a male obstetrician. I gone at the age of 40 to my post-graduation because of various family problems. With the two children, two lady children, girls, I went to at the age of 40. you know how much of work I was having to look after the family, because my housewife is only housewife, wife is housewife, children, education, hospital, 24 hours. And I went as a senior man. All my assistants are my classmates. So they will say, sir, you look after, I will go. So we have to look after that duty. So it is a very stressful job. I think nowadays the slowly post-graduation is changing, as Uma has rightly said. It's a very tenuous job, because the first year you have to go to blood bank, taking BP, that's all. Run here and there. Running here and there. The second year, some project work, something like that. For that year and run. Third year, you read. Every time when you become third year, you become more responsible, because you're senior PG. That chief will ask, oh, you are senior PG, you must look after all these things. So the responsibility becomes more. So our system of post-graduation, I think, it has to be changed, as rightly said by Uma, because now it's slowly getting changed. I don't know so much as I did in '84. It's not like this, but still it has to come out, because almost I feel that when we are doing a postgrad, we are all slavery systems. Actually,
definitely, sir.
And actually, one of my chief, I don't want to name, but they said they are not PGs, they are all PIGs. That was the scolding got from one of my professors. So that amount of stress and things were there those days. That should not be there, because you are going for an education, you are going for a learning, you are bound to make mistakes. You are bound to make mistakes. Then only you learn. So that at that time of teachers are not there now, I don't think. Now slowly it's changing, but still it has to change a lot, because the hierarchy has still not changed, as very specifically shown by
You had been a wonderful teacher, sir, and a loved teacher by all the postgraduates.
So because when I was doing my duty here in Chengalpet Medical College, there was no post-graduation, only my house science were there. Only 50 house science, only one of 5 or 3, 4 or 5 will come to my OG department, only interns. So I asked them to do cesareans, I'll assist them. So
I'm also
Can I come in? Can I come in, sir?
Yes, please come.
Sir, when I was a house surgeon, sir has given me hysterectomy, vaginal hysterectomy. Assist he will not even come for assisting. What? Panna matiya? Adu panna matiya, he will mortify. And the madri like cesareans, he was n number of cesareans. And the confident he will give the cases. So and the attitude everyone got benefited, and the confidence of handling cases and the madri tannikulla thooki potta nee neenduva. So that was the message he used to give us. Go. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, actually,
makes everybody happy.
Sir.
One more, just 1 minute more. When I joined as an assistant after 8 years of service in postgrad PhDs and things, then I came at 80s in Chengalpet Medical. I owe all my respects to Dr. Indra Chaudappa, because one cesarean, she will do and I will assist. Next cesarean, I will do and she will assist. Then third cesarean, she will sit outside and ask me to do with outside. The fourth cesarean, she will sit in the house and ask me to do it. That was the
one thing I would like to share here with you, sir.
That is the way I was trained. So I feel like I can also train like this, because I used to put spinal, because I shortage of anesthetist. I'll put spinal and ask 2 outside to do cesarean and stand outside. So let them make mistakes, because we are there to take them anytime.
Yes.
So that is a way of learning also, because all the outsides are not going to take OG and all these things, but still they have to expose themselves to the cesarean. Now the postgraduates come, they must be taught like that. I feel still now, Madam Vice President is there and so many top people are there. And new medical council has changed, and from today something is coming. The education should be changed, because it should be practical oriented and friendly, not slavery. I can use the word slavery also, because sometimes I felt it. It's a too big a word to use, but friendly post-graduation is very, very important, because you have come with so much of stress to learn, finish the course, and learn a lot of things at a short time. So you must be there. Thank you, madam, for giving me an opportunity for a male doctor to give the female work.
Sir, I was also fortunate to be a student of Dr. Indra Chaudappa. I will proudly say that I took OG because of her only. I recently met her last week, and she was also mentioning about you.
Every month, my duty is every month I must meet her, madam. Every month I must, even in the COVID, I go and meet her.
Okay.
Nice.
So then, regarding the how much of importance you give for health, as far as the women doctors are concerned.
Health, madam.
Health.
Yes, madam. Because
panelists. How
we have to give priority to our health. Without health, there is nothing. But yes, most women, it is not my story because I don't. But most women end up not taking care of their health and doing everything for everybody else. That's what happens most of the time. They have no time for themselves. I think that should change. Women have to be more.
So you need to some time you need to spend for walking. Then some sort of exercise you have to be there. Then what about food?
Timely diet, ma'am.
For our diet, you are an exception. But always the sleep time, it has to be it has to be regularized. But of course, we know that we do have night emergencies, but still we need to have proper adequate amount of sleep and try to take a healthy food before telling others. I think we should be in the habit of taking healthy food. Then this is, I think we have discussed earlier, procrastination or postponement of our work. So then positivity, that plays, how many of you think that if you think positive that you're going to have a very fine day today, you will end up in a fine day. But at the time when you get up itself, if you feel that you're going to end up with some problem, you do end up with problems. How many of you think that positivity makes your life very beautiful?
Yes, ma'am.
Definitely. Yeah, I agree, ma'am.
So
our environment is the same. It is our mind only which perceives it.
Yes.
So the greatest strength is our mind only.
Yeah. So positivity makes positive vibes, and always you should have a positive approach. Then planning, I think this also we have discussed. But planning, I think it is not the short-term planning tomorrow, but I think you need to go for a long-term planning regarding the financial status, regarding your family, regarding your health. Everything has to be a long-term planning should be there. So then this is what I said, prioritization. That makes the life very, very comfortable. This is a funnel which shows, first thing is you sort out what are the things you need to do. In that, eliminate whatever you don't want to do that particular day. Then you automate, then you delegate, then go for doing. See, that is how your prioritization funnel should be done. That is, you can have so many things to be done on that particular day, but you always make a note that only these prioritized things should be done at that particular time. So then, more than that, I said you need to spend some time for yourself. Don't you feel? Always 24 years, you're looking after the people, you're looking after your husband, children, and the family. Have you ever thought you some time for yourself? See, I was talking.
Yes, ma'am.
I was talking to my daughter.
We had 25 years.
Not audible. Not audible, Uma.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. We had a 25 years reunion, ma'am. Only the classmates, and that was a very good experience. So that is why we can delegate. We can just spend with our friends, have a me time. That does help a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Then, what about how do you think that Foxy has played some important role in modifying your life pattern? Because I think as a Foxyian, whom I have sailed for over a period of more than, I was the founder secretary for my Trichy Society. Then from 2014 onwards, I am in Foxy as one of the office bearers. But I personally feel it has made a lot of changes in me. How do you feel that apart from academics, what we learned from Foxy, it has modified your life?
It's a nice group for women or doctors of similar wavelength. Once we are doctors, we have a similar kind of thinking. So it brings us together. And then we have a platform because it becomes more official and more regulated. So we have a platform to do so many things.
Yeah, not only friendship, but you learn so many things from others.
Yeah.
At the same time, you can show your research activities, you can academic activities, and what you have the important.
We showcase our abilities and like things we like. There is a group there who are similar to us.
No, there were a lot of inhibitions before we had joined all these societies, madam. Now whatever we thought were the inhibitions, now after seeing people from north especially, after we started to attend the conferences there, then I feel we are far behind and we need to cope up. So let us all make use of this Foxy and the programs. So many learning things to be known from them. Also the extracurricular activities, so many things. So let's all be united to know all these facts and then go ahead.
Okay. Actually, the Tulir program, we did one Tulir program 2 years back. Still people were talk about it. आप लोग वो किए and so later अनिकी कोड़ा वंदे लखनऊ लेंदो one lady was telling she had come to Tulir conference. She remembers. She is telling me people can do great things. Only thing is like we the involvement வந்து நம்ம இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் அந்த ஒரு
they took pictures with us. They took pictures with us. அவங்க கவிதா பாப்பட்லாம் they all like the different costumes we had. So they took pictures with us, madam. இதெல்லாம் அது எல்லாமே எங்களுக்கு எனக்கு at least for mine.
All of us felt good. Actually வந்து கொஞ்சம்
we were all confident.
Like ignored feeling la irundhu like see we are also a group, we are also a big group and we can actually take care of each other. அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு feel வந்து அந்த துளிர்க்கு அப்புறம் I got it, madam. And our Tambaram Moji forum la irundhu promotion ஆனதுக்கு அதான் காரணம்.
Self esteem, uplift of your own self esteem will be there when you go for join such meetings. And this is I said going with the friends, this was my batchmates meet in Sri Lanka some 2 years back. We met after 35 years. Okay, so these were some of the photos. And social activities, I think we need to have some involvement in the social activities. How many of you are members of Linus Club or Rotary Club or so many things? I think that gives you more sort of like outlook will become broader.
Yes, madam.
One more suggestion, madam. You have the own classmates who joined medical college first.
Yes.
There meets about at least 10 or 15 people. All will be in a different walk of life. So when you meet together, it will have a lot of ideas. See, I was batch of 1962 MMC. Still we meet every year. Still.
Fine, sir.
62. I am the vice president. We meet every year. We met then with the children, then with the grandchildren. So many changes. We discuss, and the 2 days we go back to our younger days of 62. So that is, we have to make Foxy is another media, IME is another media, so many things. And as you madam said, Linus, these things, there are some drawbacks in everything, but still forget the drawbacks, take the positive things and go with all these things. So that definitely you have to manage your show because your job is a strenuous job. For that, you need some relaxation. Relaxation can come only from friends. Nobody else can get
actually, sir, so as sir says, what we are doing in our batches, like we try to attend our batchmates' children's wedding. So on the children's wedding, we arrange a batch meet. We host. Suppose if for my son's wedding, I hosted my entire batch. They came to Tenkasi. They spent 4 days. And only 1 day wedding. 3 days they were on their own, and they had fun and they went back. So and the madri வந்து like we are doing, and for the past 4-5 years, the WhatsApp வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் only
Gita,
able to connect.
Advantage of the WhatsApp media is so high.
And these 2 weddings we missed because of COVID, but still we are seeing online wedding. The wedding is being transmitted, and we keep commenting. And this 2 hours we don't do anything else. We only watch the wedding and we bless them. And we keep connecting. That actually makes us feel involved, and some of the happy times, positive times, when we meet friends, when we meet, discuss, we don't have any mele kile, all that. We are just equals, whatever we are. So that gives us one a real vibe, really.
அத கூட நீங்க தான் மேடம் இனிஷியேட் பண்ணிருப்பீங்க.
leadership, I think.
Enormous leadership activities.
But everyone have the capacity to make herself as a leader. Start from your house, start from your class. That is the way you can come up in your life. So women of multitasking, and after another one more thing is always try to have a goal. That is very important. For example, if you want to have academic achievement, suppose that, see, there are so many awards in Foxy, but sometimes I feel none of the South Indians, very few they get it. They are rather apply for it. I feel if you work for 1 year and if you have a goal, you can definitely achieve that award. So try to have a goal in your life. So now, finally, ultimately, what are the benefits of work-life balance? What do you think? What are the benefits you have?
If you do not have a work-life balance, you get burnt out. That's the whole point. Because human beings are social. They need both. They need work. Women need work because women empowerment. Women cannot live without work. So work is very important for women. Whether they have anything else or not in their life, women work is very important. We fought hard. Our previous generations fought very hard that women can work. But what has happened is we work outside also and we work at home also. So
yeah, that is why I say women are multifaceted.
Yeah, so maybe that has to change as well. Men have to start working at home as well. So it has to be unigender. There should, I think there should come a point, a time when it should not be a discussion that what women can do. It could be like what both can do, you know. So women need not get burnt out.
I will ask you one thing. You say that your better half should take active part, whatever share your work. But there are some women who they don't even allow the men to do, the husbands to do anything.
Yes, very true.
That is also there. Those kind of women are also there.
What is basically they are lacking is women. We don't want them to do.
Those kind of women.
You should start teaching your sons, madam. The moment you have a son, you tell the child that you also have to do the work. Then it becomes okay. You tell your daughter to do something, your son not to do something.
It is
from the beginning it starts.
Yes,
at least we can do that.
When you balance this, you have the fulfillment of your work and ultimately the life. So it improves the relationship with your friends, families, better physical and mental health, making choices about your priorities rather than sacrifice anything. More leisure time you can find. I said that group practice concept is very, very good because you can have more leisure time and you can have the your concentration will be there in the work only for a particular time. So the facts are you need to have a perfect work-life balance. Nature of that balance is different from every person and it changes from time to time. And so one should not strive for perfection, but at least try to do something of everything. So this was a quote that there is no such thing that like work-life balance. It is all life. Balance has to be within you. This is again Kalam's quote. Okay. So with this, I thank Dr. Umayal and Dr. Chakravarti sir and all the panelists for having shared your experience on this particular topic of work-life balance. I think I was able to give at least some different sort of approach today.
Yes,
thank you very much.
Definitely. Thank you, ma'am. After so much of academics, this was relaxing, madam. We were all able to speak our heart.
I think I have achieved my goal.
Yes,
I wanted all of you to relax for at least for some time.
Yes.
You should make an honest attempt to implement all what you told, ma'am. Plan it and implement it.
Madam, in the நேரத்துல வந்துட்டு I would request you to involve us in Foxy activities கொஞ்சம் little more, madam. Please involve us. Give us some work to do. And
sure. See that Preeti Kumar, no, she is planning for the nurses program.
Madam, I was speaking to her also.
கண்டிப்பா பண்ணி தரேன் இருக்காங்க. Then Umayal, I tell you, you search the awards, what are all given in the FOXI.
Yes, madam. So whatever comes, I will put it in the group, madam. Whatever information from FOXI comes,
no information. See, you get it. Go to the website. If you see in the website, if there is going to be an award, for example, Durusha Award for adolescent, you concentrate for the previous year with the whole only on that particular thing. Definitely, you can achieve. Not at least if you are going to fail in the first attempt, you can definitely do it in the second attempt.
Actually, last year, we start every month 3 adolescent meet. So much of social activities we are doing.
You are telling.
Corona came and
this time I happen to value many of the papers, but I think if we South Indians, we can do much better job. It is only the question of proper arrangement.
Yes,
right?
Academics, little more importance on academics we have to do.
Yes.
That's what we were planning, madam. That's what we were planning to involve the PGs, and we were planning PG classes. We were having so much of activities. We formed a group, core group, and we were planning to have classes for PGs. We were planning our annual conference in the month of August. March, we were 6 months advance plan. We even purchased a group saree.
Okay, may I have to now fly to Madurai for the next.
Okay, madam. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, nice meeting all of you. Sir, Chakravarti sir, thank you so much for having shared your views. I am really very happy to have one professor like this who is student friendly. I think because you have been influenced by Dr. Indira Chaudappa. And I'm also happy to say that Dr. Indira Chaudappa is my mom's classmate.
Adha, madam. We are blessed. We are blessed with our president. Adha unma.
Correct.
Correct, madam.
Okay.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. நீங்க கொஞ்ச நேரம் இருங்க சார் பேசலாம்.
போயிராங்க.
கீர்த்தி எல்லாரும் இருங்கப்பா. Don't go. We can little bit talk.
கீர்த்தி தூங்கி இப்பதான் வந்திருக்கா போல இருக்கு.
இல்ல கீர்த்தி கேஸ் தியேட்டர்ல இருந்து வந்திருக்கா. என்ன கீர்த்தி?
அப்படியே.
தியேட்டர் யூனிஃபார்ம் மாதிரி இருக்கு.
போடுங்க.
ஆமா சார். தியேட்டர்.
So
சைலண்டா இருக்க. சைலண்டா இருக்க.
Sai Meenakshi.
Isolation. Yes.
Actually that's what I keep posting. Whatever comes in FOXI, like on the group நான் secretaries group la irken. So whatever intimation comes from the FOXI, I keep putting it in the COGS group. Some charts some activities going on happening in the FOXI. So like adu varumbodhu like we can take up some activities and we keep posting, our adula some of us might get awards. The poster competition ranga, environment cookery competition ranga, so many activities they will be keeping on posting. But I don't think we see the post. Nama post ukkandu paakradhu kedaiyadhu. We are so busy with our practice. But what madam told us, we need our time. That our time ஒரு நாளைக்கு ஒரு 10 minutes சொசைட்டிக்குன்னு சொல்லிட்டு 10 minutes போட்டா போதும். அதுக்கு மேல தேவையே கிடையாது நமக்கு. That 10 minutes will help grow our society. Our society has a lot of potential. We are very raw. We have not seen anything at all. There is so much of good things there, and நம்ம இன்னும் அதுல இருந்து ஒரு 10% கூட நம்ம இன்னும் ரிசீவே பண்ணல. நம்ம so much of activities there, so much of positivities there, so much of travel time, நிறைய விஷயங்கள் அங்க இருக்கு. இப்போ கூட they are celebrating Navaratri Dandiya dance, big way they are celebrating. So online la they are practicing, and I will send you some videos. So they are really on roll. அதாவது practice family, my time is with my society. அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு மைண்ட் செட்டுக்கு வந்துடுறாங்க. அவங்க chat பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சாங்கன்னா non stop chatting, and they support each other so well. So that's why they are able to actually like we basically work wise and all that we are much better. But the me time South Indians we don't spend. Me time we don't spend. So நம்ம இதெல்லாம் நோ சல இதுக்கு பதிலா நம்ம போய் தூங்கலாம், இதுக்கு பதிலா நம்ம போய் ஒரு சமைக்கலாம். So this is the mentality we have. So அத கொஞ்சம் நம்ம மாத்தணும். சார் சக்கரவர்த்தி சார் சொல்லுங்க சார்.
நீ சொல்லுமா.
Culturally bound, sir.
Culturally இருந்தா கூட I think we should come up. It's high time.
The problem is the problem for us is language. We don't know Hindi, so we have to be like this.
Sir, நம்ம தமிழ்லயே பாடலாம் ஆடலாம் சார்.
தமிழ் பண்ணலாம், பட் இல்லமா
actually Tamilians are little introvert, North Indians are extrovert.
Introvert இல்லமா நமக்கு நான் see almost for 30 years I've been attending national conferences. practically. I was not able to do anything. I know all fellows, big people, I know. But unfortunately, we're not able to do anything because we're not able to get proper interaction. Communication. When I went for 15 days training in recanalization of surgery, the professor, knowing very well that I don't know Indian, is from Gujarat, he will immediately start fast 5 minutes. Then I say, I couldn't understand. Oh, very sorry. Then he will come back and say. So like that, we are not able to follow them very fast. Even
that
when
is one big issue, sir. That is a big political issue which has no solution.
No political issue. No political issue. At least your younger generation make them understand that is more important.
Sir, younger generation வந்து பேச வர சொல்லணும்.
That's what I'm saying. See, நம்ம generation
So namala chairperson occasional talks sir namala. Younger generation வந்து they should come and talk. They should participate in quiz competitions and they should win prizes. And நிறைய இருக்கு. Lot of awards are there in Foxy for our members. So அதுல வந்து நம்ம how many members from our society are getting those awards வந்து it is quite important. அவங்களுடைய own career-க்கு அது ரொம்ப ஹெல்ப்ஃபுல்லா தான் இருக்கு. அவங்க வந்து அவங்களுடைய அந்த CV போடும்போது Foxy award அப்படினா அது ஒரு பாயிண்டா இருக்கு உங்களுக்கு. I have received Foxy award in the year 2019, 17. It carries so much weightage. So why can't our people actually go and try it? It's not very difficult. Only thing is we are not
difficult. See, I used
to not trying.
Some of the sessions, the paper sessions, in summer sessions. When I started, some of the people from South India will come and present exactly so many figures. At the result, I will give good marks. The co-person will say, no, it's not good. One from Gujarat, one from Bombay, one from Maharashtra is good. Put 8 marks. Even if you put low marks, that fellow gets the prize, not our presence. At the results, after that, I said, they called me, I said, I won't do it because you change the marks, why should you come? No, because excellent papers being present from South, I understand. See, so many.
இப்போ வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா lot of South members have joined.
That's what
I'm saying, sir. We should go and become organizing members there.
That's what I'm saying.
Active illadanaala we are missing out so much. That is my very point. Our people more and more numberல போய் அவங்க present பண்றாங்க. They are taking notices of they can't ignore us now. Committee members ஆகணும், chairpersons ஆகணும், vice president ஆகணும். So all these so many activities are there. So ultimately வந்து ஒரு point of time க்கு அப்புறம் practice alone is not going to give you peace of mind. அதுவும் in today's world practicing has become so hard. கண்டிப்பா ஒரு extra curricular activity வந்து நம்ம generate பண்ணிட்டோம்னா it is useful for all of us. The entire community, OG community will be respected. இப்ப நம்ம வந்து together இருக்கோன்றதுனால வந்து what is happening நமக்குள்ள வந்து இப்ப நமக்குள்ள வந்து இப்ப பிரச்சனை வந்து like we are friendly with each other. Nobody is able to come and talk to us about ourselves, our friends. So இப்ப என்கிட்ட when they say that madam, that doctor I know, she's a good friend of mine, tell me அப்படின்னு சொன்னோனே they are not able to. They are just keeping their mouth shut. Yes, I know that madam, she's an excellent doctor. Now tell me what you want to talk about her. Appadina solluven, I will just start like that. The minute I start like that, they are not able to tell anything. Illa madam, ipdi aachu madam, of course she's a primary, definitely BP will come, definitely sugar will come. It's a known fact than appa. She has identified it. What is wrong? The like நம்ம வந்து அந்த relationship is good அப்படின்றதுனால வந்து it is helping in our day to day practice also. But நம்ம யுனைட்டடா இருக்கோன்றதே வந்து நம்ம டாக்டர் கம்யூனிட்டில வந்து it is that will be the biggest strength to protect us from all this nonsense what is happening outside. Otherwise வந்து like actually டாக்டருக்கு முதல் எதிரி ஒரு டாக்டர் தான். Only if I don't like a doctor, I can tell something negative about that doctor so that
not in Tambaram now.
So,
not in Tambaram now.
அது நம்ம not here now. So we protect each other and we can go places. See, people should நம்ம வந்து நமக்கு rightful place in the society வந்து நம்ம போராடி தான் நம்ம வாங்க வேண்டியது இருக்கு. Because we are women. நீங்க எந்த ஃபாரத்துல போனாலும் உடனே எடுத்து நமக்கு எந்த போஸ்ட் கொடுக்கிறது கிடையாது. நம்மள வந்து they don't give us priorities. So we have to prove ourselves over and over again, even better than our male counterpart. To tell them that we are better off. So you can include us in your day-to-day activities. We will do much better work than you. வந்து எவ்வளவு prove பண்ண வேண்டியது இருக்கு. Sai will understand what I am trying to say. So seriously, so அதனால வந்து நம்ம வந்து we are very good administrators, we are multitaskers, and we take very good care of our patients. But it is time that we spend some time for our own self so that we can think of the next level. மற்றவங்க எங்கேயோ போயிட்டாங்க. பெங்களூர் நல்லா போயாச்சு. தெலுங்கானா வந்து அண்டர் சாந்தகுமாரி மேடம் அப்படியே என் மாஸ் they are doing so well. கேரளா இப்பதான் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகுது. தமிழ்நாடு வந்து Trichy is doing very good. And இப்பெல்லாம் மற்ற சொசைட்டிஸ்லாம் கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சம் மிங்கிள் ஆக ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்காங்க. பட் தமிழ்நாடு ஸ்லீப்பர் கோச் மாதிரி இருக்கு. நம்ம வந்து தமிழ்நாட்டுல இருக்க ஆப்ஸ்டெட்ரிஷியன்ஸ் அண்ட் கைனகாலஜிஸ்ட் பிக் வேல போய் நம்ம பெரிய இம்பாக்ட் நம்ம இன்னும் நேஷனல் லெவல்ல பண்ணல. few people like நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஜெயம் கண்ணன் மேடம், ரமணி தேவி மேடம், இப்ப சார்மிலா, இப்ப சம்பத் குமாரி மேடம், few names only are there, but we have got so much of talent. And now this society இப்ப கால்ஸ்ன்ற நமக்கு ஒரு இது வந்து it is giving us a space where we can go and perform. Let us not miss the opportunity. இன்னொன்னு வந்துட்டு நம்ம சொசைட்டி வந்து it's a smaller society, so நம்ம கொஞ்சம் ஹார்ட் ஒர்க் பண்ணா கூட we are eligible for lot of awards. So in this award we should try to get it so that we can actually we will be magnified. People will know. இப்பவே வந்து காஞ்சிபுரம், because I keep messaging, அதான் மெசேஜ் பண்ணி சும்மாவே இருக்க மாட்டேன். டெய்லி காக் சொசைட்டில இருந்து ஒரு மெசேஜ் அனுப்பிச்சிருவேன், ஏதாவது ஒரு மெசேஜ் போட்டு. So people வந்து they should know there is one society in Chennai, in Tamil Nadu, which will be corresponding சொல்லிட்டு. வேற யாருமே குட் மார்னிங் கூட போட மாட்டாங்க. ஒரு ஏதோ ஒரு obituary, ஒரு குட் நியூஸ், ஒரு இதுனா கூட கீழ போட்டு காஞ்சிபுரம் secretary in போட்டுருவேன், secretary of Kanchipuram Obstetric and Gynec Society. So I keep highlighting the Kanchipuram society name வந்து highlight பண்ணிக்கிட்டே இருப்பேன் நான். வேற வழி கிடையாது. It is a survival. It's a survival. So all we need is like we need to be together now so that we take this much more forward. We have got so much of talent. உங்களுக்கே நீங்க அந்த துளிர்ல நீங்க பண்ணலாம் அட்டகாசமான வேலை பண்ணது வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா அப்பதான் I knew what a big talent we have in our place, and it was never exploited. Yeah, I never knew I can dance. I never knew I can sing. But going there, we realized that we can do that if we try. Enna Kirti? Kirti's dance is so famous. Kirti's makeup, Umala, she rocked. Uma, everybody saw ella pathina neenga செமையா இருந்தது. I never see. I mean, it was now they are copying our fashion parade illama or oxy meeting நடக்கிறது இல்ல தெரியுமா உங்களுக்கு? We started the fashion parade. Now they are doing. So it's popular. See, we have talent, we have originality, we have everything. Only thing is we should on a daily basis we should spend some time for us, for ourselves. As Ramani madam said, we are all getting old. So me time, my time அப்படின்றத வந்து நம்ம ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணினோம்னா like actually we will remain young for a long time.
You are good motivator, ma'am.
இல்ல நம்ம see Ramani madam, I think she's 65 or 66. How young she's looking. So, madam, நம்ம சார பாருங்க, நம்ம சார பாருங்க. See, all those people are active now, they look much younger. That means they are much healthier. See, we are also healthy.
They take care of themselves. They take care of themselves better.
The grooming
they
is
groom
there.
themselves better.
Yeah, at least ஒரு கான்ஃபரன்ஸ்க்கு போணுமே 1 கிலோ குறைக்கணுமா இல்லையா?
Show the peace of mind.
And then they dress well, they do well. That is very important. People have
something to motivate, something to. So okay, let me go dye my hair.
Yeah, when you feel good about yourself, you look good, you spread happiness.
You won't believe, after 1.5 months I'm putting lipstick. You won't believe.
Yeah, I know jewelry. I was searching. I don't know where it was.
Somewhere we need to connect, and somewhere we need to do something for ourselves. So okay, I think நீங்களா பேசலாம் பா. Please contribute.
Yeah, everybody can actually show their videos. Please everyone put on their videos so that we know who is there.
Yeah, you can on your face. Rukmani madam, on பண்ணுங்க. Subhashini,
I just want input.
Everyone please put on their videos. Let's see.
கற்பகவல்லி, எல்லாரும் கொஞ்சம் ஆன் பண்ணுங்கப்பா. ஃபேஸ் ஆன் பண்ணுங்க பார்க்கலாம். விஜி,
so we can say hello.
Hi.
Umaya super motivator.
Hi madam. வணக்கம்.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm seeing very new doctors. Dr. Aprimit Srivastava. Where are you from, madam? Aprimit Srivastava. Madam, where are you from?
You have muted yourself, madam. You can talk.
Yeah. People can unmute.
I'm seeing Lakshmi Priya. I'm seeing Lakshmi Priya after so many years.
Hi, ma'am.
Yeah, everyone can put on their videos and please unmute yourself.
Actually, Lakshmi is a very busy practitioner. Avadi.
Yeah.
Ma'am, அப்படிலாம் இல்ல மேம்.
இல்ல
நீங்களும் கிருத்திகா மேடம் சொன்னதுதான் உங்களோட இதுதான்.
என்ன குழந்தையா
எனக்கு இன்னும் ஞாபகம் இருக்கு. கிருத்திகா மேடம் கூட ஒரு சிசேரியன் அசிஸ்ட் பண்ணினேன். உண்மையால் மேம் கூட அசிஸ்ட் பண்ணிருக்கேன்.
She used to be a baby. She used to be a child. Now she's so big. Everybody bloom. அது ஹாப்பியா இருக்கு.
Happy to see Lakshmi after a very long time. She had even messaged me. அது பார்த்து அதோட
நீங்க பார்க்கவே இல்ல.
இல்லடா கண்ணு பார்த்தேன் அதுக்கு ரிப்ளை பண்றதுக்குள்ள ஏதோ ஒரு இது வந்துச்சு, அதை அப்படியே மறந்து விட்டேன். சாரி லட்சுமி. நான் பண்ணிருந்தானா நீ வரலன்னு இருப்பேன். நல்ல காலம் இப்ப எப்படி
முதல் நாளுன்னு வச்சுக்க 5th டேல இருந்து போனோம்.
Nice meeting people after so many times.
Yeah. Actually our meeting used to be so jolly இருக்கும், but corona has stopped everything.
Madam, I really miss that கடலை உருண்டை. எள்ளு உருண்டை, கடலை உருண்டை.
Only meetingல கொடுத்தலாம். ஆமா, healthy snacks தான் கொடுப்போம் நாங்க. அதாவது வந்து கடலை உருண்டை, எள்ளு உருண்டை, சாண்ட்விச், வெஜிடபிள் சாண்ட்விச், அப்படி அந்த மாதிரி தான் சும்மா அந்த குட்டி குட்டி மீட்டிங்ஸ். we were in the process of taking our society to the next level. So அதுல தான் வந்து ஹெல்த்தியா சாப்பிடணும்னு சொல்லிட்டு all these things, and we were having so much plans. PG கிளாஸ் ஆரம்பிக்கணும்னு நினைச்சோம். ஃபேக்கல்டி ரெடி பண்ணோம், டாபிக்ஸ் ரெடி பண்ணோம். கண்ணு பட்டுருச்சு, கொரோனா வந்துருச்சு.
எல்லாருக்குமே கண்ணு பட்டுருச்சு, உலகத்துக்கே கண்ணு பட்டுருச்சு.
கொரோனா வந்துருச்சு. So we just stopped there. But we should take it forward. Like we should start actually doing more activities. நான் இப்பதான் யோசிச்சிட்டு இருக்கேன், ஆன்லைன்ல வந்து ஸ்கூல்ல அடலசன்ட் ப்ரோக்ராம் பண்ண முடியுமா சார்?
ஸ்கூல் இல்லையே. ஸ்கூல்ல
இல்ல சார், அவங்க ஆன்லைன் கிளாஸ் எடுக்கறாங்கல, அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கும்போது
அலோ பண்ண மாட்டாங்க.
ஓகே. இப்போ காலேஜஸ்ல நவம்பர் தான். சோ அதுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் we can plan some activities.
அதாவது இன்டராக்ஷனே இல்ல மேடம். இது ஒரு அவுட் ஆஃப் கம்பல்ஷன். இது எல்லாம் ஆன் பண்ணி வச்சுட்டு ஆன்லைன்ல வந்துட்டு அது வேலையை பாக்குது. I am seeing my daughters. She will be doing something else in the pharmacy, doing some business there, but online class attend பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். அதேதான் நம்மளுக்கும் நடக்கும்.
இல்ல, but actually it's not a bad idea. You can try. You can ask.
They will not listen. The very
idea of all the students together, no?
Yeah, and at home
is a see, actually no, Foxy this time on an average Foxy is conducting on a day 5 to 7 seminars every day. இப்ப ஜெயதீப் டேங்க் சார்லாம் வந்து ஒரு நாளைக்கு 4 டாபிக்ல பேசிட்டே இருக்காரு. 4. இப்ப இது வந்து நேரடியா when we are coming in person, one topic a day itself is difficult அங்க போய் சேர்ந்து அட்டெண்ட் பண்றது. You can see the crowd in the national meetings ல பார்த்தா 2500 1800, so that type of crowd they are able to create. இப்ப நமக்கு வந்து ஒரு 100 வச்சு கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் பண்றது in person is such a challenging task, and 500 means it is a huge crowd. But online la vandu the platform is so huge that 750 850 680 1800
sitting at home, it can be all over the world. You can have from all over the world.
ஒரு laparoscopy conference vandu 7000 all around the world they are promoted. 5 days conference வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா இந்த initially corona startingல ஏப்ரல்ல வந்து பார்த்தா 7000 வந்துச்சு the number of participants. So அதே மாதிரி நம்ம காலேஜ்ல நம்ம யுனைட் பண்ணனும்னு வெச்சுக்கோங்களேன். Like students வந்து they will be at home but they can connect. நம்ம போய் ஒரு இடத்துல உட்கார்ந்து ஒரு ரூம்ல only 200 we can accommodate, so I'll speak to 200 அப்படின்ற option.
Cheaper, it is cheaper also.
So we can talk to a bigger crowd so that they can
all over the world. You can call anyone from anywhere.
So this platform has actually given us a lot of things.
இல்லங்க அங்கே வைங்க.
The thinking is expanding. I'm just whatever I'm thinking, I'm just talking.
No, it is true. It is actually easier. In fact, I am thinking for my daughter, let them have from home itself. It's so easy. They don't have to go, except that they have to meet people, which is equally important. So once in a while, you can meet people. Otherwise, at home, no traffic, no headache, nothing. You can sit and.
நம்ம ஓபன் ஸ்விங் இப்போ YMA ப்ரோக்ராம் பண்ணோம் இல்லீங்களா, அதுல அப்படிதான் நம்பர் ஆஃப் பார்ட்டிசிபென்ட்ஸ் வந்து 100 கிராஸ் பண்ணிடுச்சு. அதனால அவங்க Facebookல YouTubeல வந்து போட்டாங்க அதுக்கப்புறம் அந்த வெபினார்.
So that it is good actually.
But this present webinar வந்து crowd up to 1000 we could have added. This Shield Pharma வந்துட்டு they have been so they have organized it so well. 1000 people வரைக்கும் நம்ம வந்து இங்க உள்ள அனுப்பிச்சிரலாம். There is a Zoom platform which can involve 1000 people at the same time. நம்ம அதை கேட்டோம்னா we have to pay and we have to get more space for 2000 3000. It is a possible தான். It is not a very big amount. இப்ப நம்ம ஒரு கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் நம்ம அந்த ஸ்கேல் ஆரம்பிக்கிறோம், it runs into lakhs.
Yeah.
But this runs into few thousands தான் நமக்கு. So
tickets, people have to come and all that.
Yeah, much cheaper option. So I think we should start promoting. Ji, hi.
Hi. பயங்கரமா பேசிட்டு இருக்கீங்க எல்லாரும்.
நீங்க என்ன இருந்தீங்களா இல்ல இப்பதான் வந்தீங்களா?
கேட்டேதான் இருக்கிறோம். உமாவை சொல்லணுமா, பேச சொன்னா பேசிட்டே போவாங்க.
I know, பேசுடா. I love talking.
We should So we should actually Vijay, each one of you, like if you can have a platform now, we can discuss and get that platform so that we can start giving some talks, interesting talks to we can connect with the students in the schools, colleges. We can start to connect. You can help even in a small scale, even 100 members, 200 members. 1 hour over Zoom talk is not going to be a difficult task. 1 hour na namak only 1 hour, but nama in person pogumbodhu 4 hours agum. So actually Zoom is good, and we can each one of us can take one topic a day, and we can talk in various schools, and we can start to think big. So our activity from
school on the government school, I think those children don't have that. We can only do it for private
schools. Yeah, we can start. We can see November everything is going to be open. Okay, va? So we can just do a start. We can do some startup work, and from there we can start to. We can ideally, as you are saying, Uma, the government children only needs maximum help from us, because this private thing individually they are
already
affordable and they are knowledgeable. But to start with, we can start in some colleges. All the colleges are having online class. Only thing is probably we need to approach them and we need to ask them, like, are you having any platform where we can give some talks and so that we have to approach.
Management approach பண்ணி slot வாங்கணும் மேடம்.
Slot வாங்கணும். Yeah. Sai நீங்க ட்ரை பண்ணுங்க சாய், நானும் இங்க ட்ரை பண்றேன். Sir, you can also try. நீங்களும் கொஞ்சம் ட்ரை பண்ணுங்க சார். அங்க any collegesல any college schools platform. Lakshmi Priya, yes ma'am. Schools. All of you people are, I know, locally you are all dadas. You are all dadas in your own places. So you have to motivate your go and approach some people near your place, and you have to get that space, time slot, and the thing. And any one of us can do it. We can have a team and we can go in rotation, and we can go give talk. It's not a very ரொம்ப கஷ்டமான வேலைலாம் கிடையாது. Only thing is like நம்ம பண்ணணும்ன்ற ஒரு மைண்ட் செட் அவ்வளவுதான். And it is not very difficult also. It's not very difficult. பத்மஜா,
yes ma'am,
நீங்க காஞ்சிபுரத்துல நீங்க தான் ஹீரோயின் நினைக்கிறேன். அதனால காஞ்சிபுரத்துல you try to anywhere you can see. Zoom can internationally approachable தானே. So we can organize a talk and 2 speakers, 3 speakers and we can do. So please try, and in every area from our society we have to take some activity forwards.
Hello madam.
Okay,
yes ma'am.
Anything else?
Hello madam, for Saturday evening.
Yeah, after a long time we are seeing each other's faces.
Yeah.
Actually the North Indians are doing dance. Bhangra, the பேர் என்ன, தாண்டியா, அப்புறம் group dance, அப்புறம் நிறைய they are having 3-4 hours of entertainment.
எப்படி மேடம் சோஷியல் டிஸ்டன்ஸ் எப்படி மேடம் தாண்டியெல்லாம் ஆடுனா?
அதெல்லாம் கிடையாது.
They are all practicing at home, and one day they are coming to one stadium. They are trying to go to one stadium, and they are going to take a shot there. Only one shot. அவங்க வீட்ல பிராக்டிஸ் பண்றாங்களாமா. 15 பேர் இருக்காங்க. அவங்க வீட்ல பிராக்டிஸ் பண்ணிட்டு one shot அன்னைக்கு போய் அவங்க வீடியோ எடுத்துட்டு அதை போஸ்ட் பண்றாங்க. அந்த மாதிரி.
நாங்க எங்க கெட் டுகெதர்ல அப்படிதான் மேடம். எங்களோட பேட்ச் கெட் டுகெதர்ஸ் அப்படிதான். ஆமா. இல்ல முன்னாடி இப்ப கொரோனா முன்னாடி எங்களோட MBBS பேட்ச் கெட் டுகெதர் எல்லாரும் அவங்க இடத்துல பிராக்டிஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. ஸ்டேஜ் போறதுக்கு முன்னாடி ஒரு தடவை ஆடிடுவாங்க. See அந்த மாதிரி they are planning so many programs. அப்பதான் நினைச்சேன் இவ்ளோ பண்ணும்போது நம்ம ரொம்ப டார்மெண்டா இருக்குமே அப்படின்னு தோணுச்சு. அதெல்லாம் பார்க்கும்போது கொஞ்சம் ஏக்கமா இருக்கும். பட் இந்த கொரோனா பயமும் நீங்க மாட்டேங்குது.
கொரோனா ஸ்டோ மேம். இப்போ கொஞ்சம்
individually also practice pressures.
இப்போ ஆன்லைன்ல பண்ணிக்கலாம் அவங்க வீட்ல அப்படியே.
அதனால ஆன்லைன்ல I will ask Uma to do the first program of dance. Okay,
சொல்லுங்க மேடம். I will talk and I can talk.
One solo dance by Uma. Get ready, we will post it. Okay va?
மாட்டி விட்டாங்க பாத்தீங்களா?
மாட்டிலாம் இல்ல. You have that spirit. So we should ask the right person the right thing, no? சுஹாஷினி ஏன் கேமராவை மூடுற?
மேம் எனக்கு இது கனெக்ஷன் நெட் கனெக்ஷன் சரியா இல்ல மேம். எனக்கு விட்டு வருது. அத வீடியோ கட் பண்ணாதான் எனக்கு.
Suhashini is also a dancer and Suhasini also does yoga. She is also a talented child. All of us have got. I have started to sing, தெரியுமா? Smule.
Network problem, ma'am. Not able to reach.
I have become a smule singer now. So trying to find out talents at the age of 55. அதுதான் எனக்கு சிரிப்பா வந்தது.
மேடம்
எங்களுக்கு நீங்க இருக்கிற மாதிரி உங்களுக்கு அந்த மாதிரி யாரும் இல்ல மேம். அதான்.
ஆஹா. அதனால this time actually this has gone well. One more meeting like second week of next month I'm arranging. Seriya? And if anybody wants to give a talk, madam, I'm interested in giving a talk now, we will allocate the topics. Anybody interested?
I will think about it.
Yeah, topics this will be an academic. அடுத்தது academic தான். 2-3 company கேட்டுட்டு இருக்காங்க.
ஒருத்தருக்கு அலாட் பண்ணாதான் செய்வாங்க.
அப்படியா?
நீயே வாலண்டியர் பண்ணா யாரும் வாலண்டியர் பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. நம்ம லிஸ்ட் போட்டுட்டு ஒருத்தருக்கு ஒரு ஸ்லாட் கொடுத்துட்டே வருவோம்.
நான் இந்த வாட்டி அப்படிதான் எடுத்தேன். Those who did not participate earlier, I wanted to involve them. So that is how I am just I wanted everybody to come in and
rotationல போடுங்க மேடம். rotationல.
அப்ப நானே கொடுத்துட்டுமா? கம்பல்சரி போட்டு கொடுத்துட்டுமா?
ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா வந்துரும் மேடம்.
சார் என்ன சார் செய்யலாம்? அப்படி செஞ்சலாமா?
The best அதான்.
Best அதான்.
Because
chief சொல்லிட்டாங்கப்பா.
இல்ல, if you give them a chance, they will come out with so many things.
Yeah. Today they did so well. They were speaking very well. நல்லா சுஜாதா நல்லா பேசினா.
It's spontaneous. The topic is a general topic, spontaneous.
ஆமா. நம்ம சார் எல்லா நாளுமே எல்லா டிஸ்கஷன்லயுமே we will have one general topic, sir. And 2 academic topics.
I just wanted to give that input. See, apart from the routine academic talks, if you are going to talk something on a common basis also, that is very interesting, like today's topic.
We had so many years of medicine. Ipo medicine almost தெரிஞ்சு போச்சு. அவ்ளோ வருஷம் means okay, எப்பவுமே ஃபுல்லா எப்பவுமே தெரியாது. பட் இத்தனை வருஷம் படிச்சு like for youngster it's more நமக்கு போர் அடிச்சு போச்சு almost.
அவ்வளவுதான், அதுக்கு மேல ஒண்ணும் இல்ல.
ஆமா. common topic தான் இன்ட்ரஸ்டிங்கா இருக்கு.
So you can also suggest some interesting out of subject topics which we can involve in our subsequent seminars. Please come in the group and you can post your mind and நம்ம நல்லாவே பண்ணலாம். இன்னும் ideas நம்ம பேசறதுமே we can continue the group.
Oh madam, the need of the hour is now how to tackle this COVID time with the patients. How to deal with the attenders, how do you deal with the case?
Kritika Devi, you should give the talk. Somebody told me you are doing it very well. Correct? Kritika Devi doesn't allow anybody to come beyond the gate. அது இல்ல, that is the need of the hour.
Even I send it.
Very difficult.
COVID we send to Kamal.
ஓபில பண்ண முடியும் மேடம். ஐபில அட்டெண்டர்ஸ் இன்பேஷன்ட் அட்டெண்டர்ஸ் பிடிச்சு வைக்கிறதா ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா. ஓபி we can say I won't see that.
Yeah, OP very easy to connect, but inpatient
IP தான் ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருக்கு.
Increase the number of gates to the ward, to the OP, everything. I have newly built gates with locks. We open it only at particular timing so that the attenders cannot go in without our knowledge.
That is
more
number of gates, they have to pass more number of gates, no?
So what we are doing is we are locking the gate and we are keeping one watchman and one person outside, and we are going on talking to them. But how they shout, outside?
They shout. ஏதாவது அந்த மாதிரி விக்கிற கேஸ்ல some issue, some complication occurs, அது இன்னும் ஹைலைட் ஆயிடும். லைக் அட்டெண்டர்ஸ் உள்ள விடல, என்னமோ பண்ணிட்டாங்க உள்ள, அதெல்லாம் இப்போ
we can say corona times only 1 hour level. corona எல்லாத்துக்கும் corona
இப்ப வந்துறேன், இப்ப பாத்துட்டு போறேன்.
You ask them to make a video call, Padma. I'm asking them to make a video call. We give, if they don't have a smartphone, we give our phones to the patient so that the patient can even talk to the attenders while she is there in the OT. That's what I'm doing. Even in the OT, they make a video call and take consent from the husband for sterilization.
இல்ல, நானுமே என்ன பண்ணுவேன், ஓபில பேஷண்ட பார்த்துட்டு she will say my husband wants to come in, so I will say you connect, you open your phone and you put a video chat. I will talk to your husband. So I'll tell him, Appa, your wife is now having this problem. I have planned to do this thing, that thing. Is it okay? Any other doubt? அந்த மாதிரி சொன்னோம்னா கொஞ்சம் பேசிட்டோம்னா they are also like feeling better. So that I am doing. I am not allowing. OP managing is much easier. This inpatient.
Inpatient also can be managed successfully, provided they are given a proper counseling. Before you take up such cases, once they complete 36 weeks, you have to spend some time with the patient and the attenders. like you need to give them a list of things to be brought in, to be told that what are all the things you are going to do when they are there as inpatients, including the food, even the water, whatever. They have to be really trained that no one else can enter the place except for one attender who's designated to be there with the patient. So that's how
that we can do for our cases. When other consultants post their cases here, they are not bothered.
So you can make a hospital rule that only this one attender is allowed, whoever the consultant may be. They also know it is corona times.
இல்ல பத்மா, you have to tell your consultant இதுதான் என்னோட ஹாஸ்பிடல் ரூல்ஸ், பிகாஸ் இவங்க நடை கட்டி போயிட்டே இருப்பாங்க. கோவிட் பாசிட்டிவ் ஆச்சுன்னா யாரு மூடிட்டு உட்கார்றது?
even the other consultants
தலை ஆட்றாங்க, ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருக்கு.
You take signature, consent from the patient.
When you admit, you tell them that these are the rules because of the corona time. Ask one, you keep one.
All of them nod their head. The moment I go that side, they come shout at the old watchman and come inside.
No, they are not allowed to shout. They cannot shout.
What they do?
Initially, what I used to do, I used to take a mic in my hand, and as soon as the OP is full, or OP pay vandona, I will take a mic in my hand, and I used to take classes on corona. And what is the contact? What is why should we have that distance maintenance? And when you become an inpatient, first 2 weeks every day I used to spend 10 minutes speaking in the OP. But now I don't do. But now what they do is like they are. What Padmaja is telling is only happening. They take an upper hand, especially.
Lockdown they feel corona has gone.
Okay.
So conveyance easy ஆயிடுது. So இன்னும் கஷ்டமா இருக்கு.
It was send them.
I have to go outside now. I'll just take a leave. Bye all of you. Bye.
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 Okay, we will say bye.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so very much for being there and listening to all the gatherings. Thank you so much.
Thank you for our nice meeting.
And thank you, Sheel Pharma Balaji, for being there and being supporting such a webinar and supporting our society too.
லட்சுமி, உங்க சேலை வந்து நீங்க வாங்கிக்கல இன்னும். யார்ட்ட கொடுத்து விடுவா?
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Chakravarti sir, for being here.
Thank you.
My net points. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you all for nice.
Okay, shall we leave?
Thank you.
Hello.
Bye, madam. Bye. All of
Bye.
you. Bye.